All rise. Court is in session. Welcome back, Your Honor. Grab a seat and get comfortable. Maybe you're driving right now, or maybe you're just finishing up some chores around the house. Either way, I'm glad you're here to help me look at this. Today is March 31st, 2026. This is a day that will be in the history books for a long time. OpenAI just finished a brand new round of funding. They call it a Series G. The numbers we are looking at today are very, very large. They are so large that they can be hard to wrap your head around at first. Gideon has no opinion on any of this. I am not here to tell you if this is a good thing or a bad thing for the world. My job is to give you the facts from the official announcement. I want you to feel smart and grounded when you talk about this later today. We are going to look at the $122 billion they just raised. We are going to look at why the whole company is now worth $852 billion. And we are going to see who exactly is putting up that kind of money. The evidence is ready. Let's get started. Let's start with the big news from this morning. OpenAI officially closed its newest funding round. They raised a total of $122 billion in new money. To give you an idea of how much money that is, imagine a giant pile of cash. $122 billion is more than the total value of many of the biggest companies in the world. It is more than the yearly budget of some entire countries. It is a massive amount of support for one single business. Because of this new money, the total value of OpenAI is now $852 billion. In the business world, we call this the post-money valuation. That is a fancy way of saying that if you wanted to walk in and buy the whole company today, that is the price tag. This is a huge jump from where they were just a year ago. In March of 2025, they raised $40 billion. People thought that was a giant deal back then, but this new round is 3 times bigger. Your Honor, think about that for a second. In just 12 months, the amount of money people are willing to give this company has grown by almost $80 billion. What do you think about that, Steed? Does it feel fast to you? When a company is worth $852 billion, it is close to joining the trillion-dollar club. That is a very small group of companies like Apple, Microsoft, and Google. OpenAI is now standing right next to the biggest names in history. But why do they need all this money? The documents say this money is mainly for infrastructure. In plain English, that means they need to buy a lot of physical things. They need more of those special computer chips. They need more power to run those computers. They even need to buy the land to build giant warehouses for the servers. Think of it like this. If OpenAI is a brain, they just raised enough money to build a giant body for that brain to live in. They are building a foundation that they hope will last for decades. Now, let's look at who exactly is writing these checks. There are 3 main companies that provided most of the money in this round. The first one is Amazon. According to the official report, Amazon committed up to $50 billion. That makes them one of the biggest partners OpenAI has ever had.
You know Amazon for their delivery trucks and their website, but they also own AWS. That stands for Amazon Web Services. They own some of the biggest computer warehouses in the world. By giving this money, Amazon is making sure that OpenAI uses their computers for years to come. The second big name is NVIDIA. They put in $30 billion. If you play video games, you probably know NVIDIA for making graphics cards. But in the world of AI, NVIDIA is the most important company there is. NVIDIA makes the special chips that act like the brains for AI. Without these chips, the AI cannot think or learn. By putting in $30 billion, NVIDIA is making sure they stay at the center of everything OpenAI builds. The third big investor is SoftBank. They are a very large investment company from Japan. They also put in $30 billion. SoftBank has a history of putting huge amounts of money into tech companies. This $30 billion is one of their biggest moves yet. It shows that they believe OpenAI is the most important tech company in the world right now. And of course, we have Microsoft. They have been OpenAI's main partner for years. They also took part in this round, though the exact number they put in this time was not listed as a single headline. They are continuing to provide the cloud computers that run ChatGPT. Imagine you are building a giant Lego castle. You need a lot of bricks. One friend gives you the money to buy the bricks. Another friend actually owns the factory that makes the bricks. And a third friend owns the land where you are allowed to build the castle. That is what's happening here. OpenAI is building the castle. Amazon, NVIDIA, Microsoft, and SoftBank are providing the money, the bricks, and the land. They are all tied together now. What do you think about all these massive companies working together, Your Honor? Does it make you feel more confident, or does it make you feel like one company is becoming too powerful? There is another part of this story that is very interesting. It's about regular people like you and me. For the first time, about $3 billion of this money came from retail investors. Normally, when a private company like OpenAI raises money, only very rich people or big banks are allowed to help. But this time, they opened it up a little bit. These $3 billion came from regular people who invested through their banks or through special funds. It means that thousands of everyday people now own a small piece of OpenAI. Why would OpenAI do this? Usually, companies do this to get the public excited. It makes people feel like they are part of the journey. What do you think about that, Your Honor? Would you ever want to own a small piece of a company like this? There is one more detail we should talk about. It is called contingent funding. This is a bit of a fancy term, but it's easy to understand. It means that not all of the $122 billion was handed over in a big suitcase today. Some of that money is only given when OpenAI hits certain goals. If the technology works well and hits a specific milestone, more money is unlocked. If things go slower, the money might stay in the bank for a while. This is a common way for big deals to be structured, so everyone feels safe.
We have covered a lot of ground today, Your Honor. Let's look at the simple facts one last time to make sure they stick. Fact 1. OpenAI closed its Series G funding round on March 31, 2026. They raised $122 billion. Fact 2. The company is now valued at $852 billion. Yes, with a B. That is almost a trillion with a T. Fact 3. Amazon, NVIDIA, and SoftBank are the biggest new backers in this round. Fact 4. Regular people were allowed to put in about $3 billion of their own money. Gideon has no opinion on this news. I am just here to read you the ledger. But now, the gavel is in your hands. Does seeing this much money move make you feel confident in the future of AI? Or does it make you feel like there is too much pressure on just one company to succeed? There are no wrong answers here. I just want to hear what you think about it. Drop your verdict in the comments below. Let's start a conversation. If these facts helped you stay informed while you were busy today, hit the like button. It really helps the court stay open. Subscribe so you don't miss our next session. We will be back soon with another case. Court is adjourned.